Anshul, who's also here at the CBI headquarters. Anshul, yesterday before Manish Sisodia went inside the CBI headquarters for questioning around 11 a.m., he got very emotional talking about his family. It has been more than 18 hours since his arrest was declared. Any word on his medical and emotional situation? Any word from the headquarters about how he spent the last 18 hours, last 20 hours since arrest?
So yes, what we are being told at this point in time, Arunima, that the medical MLC of Manish Sisodia has been done. This is a regular procedure that is done after the arrest and before the accused is presented in front of the courts. What we are being told that in the next few hours, Manish Sisodia will be taken from the CBI headquarters to the Rouse Avenue courts, where we will present it in front of the judge, and the CBI is going to ask for his CBI custody. But yes, the initial procedure of the medical has now been done, which means that the things are in order. And speaking about the last 18 hours and how he has spent that, what we were told that there was a lunch break that was given to him during the time of interrogation, after which in fact the food for Manish Sisodia came from his residence itself. And during the night also we were here till late night, and at approximately 10:30 p.m. is the time when Manish Sisodia's vehicle again returned to the CBI headquarters, and we are being told that food and clothes were packed along with that. So yes, Manish Sisodia has been inside the CBI headquarters for more than 18 hours now, and the kind of speech, the last minute speech that he gave before coming to the CBI headquarters, that was definitely very, very emotional. And the pitch of Manish Sisodia of being a family man, that is something that was propagated even further when the top brass of the Aam Aadmi Party, the likes of Arvind Kejriwal, Bhagwat Mann, Saurabh Bhardwaj, went to the residence of Manish Sisodia, met with his family, with his wife, and gave them the confidence that they stand with them. So yes, this is the kind of emotional backing that Manish Sisodia is getting at this point in time, and also the manner in which Manish Sisodia actually claimed that he is going to keep an eye out on all the kids who are studying in the national capital. So the emotional pitch is coming to the fore from the Aam Aadmi Party side.
Right, Anshul telling us about the medical of Manish Sisodia being done. That's an interesting point, Akash, because usually the suspect is taken to the hospital before being taken to the court for a medical assessment. But in this case, perhaps because of the threat of Aam Aadmi Party Karyakartas carrying out a protest, if Mr. Sisodia was taken from here in Lodhi Road to the All India Institute of Medical Sciences, there was a threat of law and order situation deteriorating. Perhaps the reason why a call was taken to do his medical here only at the CGO complex. But Akash, has the police managed to gain control of the Aam Aadmi Party Karyakartas agitated, protesting? Their office is very close to the Rouse Avenue court, where Mr. Sisodia will be produced.
Exactly, and Arunima, the situation here at Aam Aadmi Party office is under control as of now. And if I can show you the visuals, not only Delhi police but also CISF and CRP is deployed here, and everything is under control. 12 p.m. is the time that is given by the Aam Aadmi Party, and in fact we are learning that by 12 p.m. the protest will be starting. But Arunima, I'm showing you an interesting picture as of now. I'll ask my VJ to show you those visuals. This particular visual is from inside the Aam Aadmi Party office, where you can see the particular stage where Gunde Haar Gaye, Janta Jeet Gayi stage is very much there. This stage was arranged for the speech of Arvind Kejriwal, because they were expecting that they'll be winning in the standing committee, and after the mayoral election and the standing committee, they were to celebrate the particular victory. But the program was cancelled, and subsequently we have seen that now Manish Sisodia has been arrested, so party is in protest mode as of now. So from celebration to this protest mode, in fact, the message as of now is that Janta will win once again. In fact, they are saying that this is vendetta politics and central government is misusing central agencies, and that is the reason why Manish Sisodia has been arrested, and soon, he'll be free. Also, talking about the, hearing, so Aam Aadmi Party is very hopeful that they'll get some sort of rahat from the particular court, and in some time from now, Manish Sisodia will be produced in Rouse Avenue court, and we'll wait and watch as to what will happen in the court.
They're going to mention in the remand application with Ashish and perhaps with Anandya in just a bit. But Yash, since Manish Sisodia mentioned about his wife moments before he entered the CBI headquarters, give us a sense of what the atmospherics are like outside his residence. Is his wife planning to travel to the Rouse Avenue court for the hearing?
Well, Arunima, that seems very unlikely because given the health condition as to what the Aam Aadmi Party has been saying, and in fact Arvind Kejriwal also when he came yesterday to meet his family, he also maintained that Manish Sisodia's wife is suffering from a medical condition in this, and she is actually not keeping well, and one of the family members is also outside India. First of all, I'll also give you a glimpse of this very place. In fact, slowly, like the police deployment is increasing, and in fact it's going up, and in fact in the morning also we've seen that there is like huge police deployment across national capital to avoid any sort of untoward situation. And right now also the police personals are here, and this is just to keep the situation under control, and the police wants to maintain the utmost priority of the police is to maintain the law and order. And in fact yesterday from here only the very road show of Manish Sisodia began from his residence, and then he went to Rajghat where he gave one very important message. And in fact the Aam Aadmi Party is saying that is a very important message, that he is being targeted just for working for the people and the kids of the national capital. And so in this entire case, the Aam Aadmi Party's pitch is emotional, and in fact they've been stating that he's being targeted and this is mere political vendetta. And in fact on the other side of the spectrum, the Bharatiya Janata Party has been up in arms, and in fact they've been stating that this is nothing related to the politics, it's just the law is taking its due course. And in fact we've seen from number of BJP leaders also coming out and speaking and launching a scathing attack on the Aam Aadmi Party and saying that this is what happens if you just cry foul and not go by the facts.
All right. Okay. Ashish, is this political vendetta or is this law taking its own course? Because both you and I have been speaking to CBI officials, and they seem to suggest that the arrest was carried out because the IO found fresh evidence and felt the need to question Mr. Sisodia in custody about missing files and missing phones.
So, though there is a political twist to the entire story, we can't deny that, Arunima, because, we all know that Aam Aadmi Party and BJP are at loggerheads, at least in Delhi. But these cases need to stand on their own legs in the court of law. The court does not understand about any political vendetta. What they understand is whether there is evidence against an individual, if there is a violation of law, and that, if that violation of law has happened, is there absolute evidence or substantial evidence against that person. So here, at least in this case of Manish Sisodia, to my understanding, there is substantial evidence that they have. One, as I talked in the previous bulletin as well, there are 4-5 issues which are really worrisome for Manish Sisodia. First is the statement of C. Arvind. He was the secretary of Manish Sisodia. He was from the Danix cadre, and this man very clearly said that neither in the expert committee, nor in the GOM, nor at the level of the cabinet, there was no discussion about increase of profit margin for the wholesalers from 5% to 12%. And secondly, there was no mention of giving the business to the private players. So earlier decision was to give it to the government company, and the decision was to keep around 5% only of the profit margin. Now here the allegation is that out of that 12%, 6% has come back as kickbacks, and that is what it was done at the demand of the South lobby. That is what the CBI is claiming. First. Secondly is the statement made by the former excise commissioner. Now what does the former excise commissioner says? The former excise commissioner says that despite there being complaints of cartelization, despite there being evidence of cartelization, Manish Sisodia personally instructed the excise commissioner to allot license to a company like Indo Spirits, which was basically involved into cartelization. We all know the owner of Indo Spirits, Samir Mahindru, is behind the bars. ED arrested him. Now, and in fact, the husband and the wife, they both were blacklisted as well. Now, there is another important thing. If you remember recently, the CBI officials visited the office of Manish Sisodia. They were basically trying to find a file which is missing. Now, that is something really, really important. My sources in the CBI tell me that on being asked where this file is, Manish Sisodia had no answer. And